calculations for this lesson. The first thing they're going to talk about is markup. Markup is when they take the price of something and what they call mark it up. They add more to it so that they can actually make something when they're selling products. It wouldn't make much sense for a store to sell you things for exactly the same amount they paid for them, or else they're not going to make any money at all. They're not going to be able to pay for their employees. They're not going to be able to pay for rent on the building. Okay, so they have to mark up the price. Here we have Louisa's Pet Store, and they pay $8.42 for a case of gourmet cat food. The customer pays $18.65 a case for cat food. What is the markup on a case of gourmet cat food? So down here you can see, again, the markup is just the amount that they add to the price before they sell it. So really, to find the markup, if we just take the selling price minus the cost that it was to the store, we will have our markup. So our markup here, we're going to take the cost, $18.65, or selling price, that's what they sell to the customer for, minus the cost to the pet store was $8.42. That will give us our markup. And when I do that, I get $10.23. Right, here's Big Box Electronics. They sell television and DVD player unit for $689.38. If the cost of the unit was $456.87, what is the markup? So again, all we need to find out is how much did they add to the price that they paid. So we just use our markup formula, which tells us the markup is the selling price minus the cost. So the selling price was $689.38. That's what they are selling it for. Their cost was $456.87. And all I have to do is subtract those two. And when I do, I get $232.51. So they marked up the price of the television DVD player by $232.51. Giant department store purchased bedroom curtains from the Linen Company for $8.45. The markup was $6.20. What is the selling price? So now we've changed our tune a little bit. We were given the markup and we were given the cost, and we're asked to find the selling price. Okay, well, the selling price is not one of our formulas we have down there. But the selling price is what we get when we take the cost and we add the markup to it. The selling price is how much they advertise for. That's how much the store sells it to you for. So it's their cost plus any markup they put on there so that they can make money. So all we have to do is take our cost of $8.45 and add to that the $6.20 markup. And we get $14.65. That would be the selling price of the curtains. Mostly Kitchens pays $165.40 for a pallet load of paper towels. Okay, so this is their cost. That's what they pay. This would be cost. The pallet holds 36 cases with 8 rolls per case. Mostly Kitchens sells the paper towels for $9.99 a case. What is the markup per roll to the nearest cent? Okay, so here's our hint, is to find the markup per case first and then go from there. Well, their cost for an entire pallet is $165.40. There are 36 rolls on a pallet. Okay, so let's find the cost per case first. We will need to know how much each case costs them. Well, for the entire pallet, it's $165.40. We're going to divide that by 36 cases because there are 36 cases on that pallet. And we get $4.59. So it costs them $4.59 a case. Okay, so our hint was to find the markup per case first and go from there. Well, the markup, remember, is our selling price. How much are they selling each case? They sell each case for $9.99. So that's our selling price. Minus the cost. The cost per case, remember, was $4.59. Okay, so we take $9.99 minus $4.59. They are marking these up $5.40. That's per case, okay? That's for each case, and that is a dollar sign I put there. It kind of looks like, I'll delete it because it kind of looks like a 1. Okay, so far we've done our hint. The hint was to find the markup per case. The markup is $5.40 for each case. The question actually asks, what's the markup per roll? And they want that to the nearest cent. So we need to know it's $5.40 for a case, but there are 8 rolls in each case. So if we divide that evenly by 8, that will tell us how much each roll is being marked up. And when you divide, you get 0.675, which we would round up to 68. Because remember, this is money. It wanted rounded to the nearest cent. So 68 cents. Again, you would have got 0.675, but we know to round cents to just 2 decimal places. All right, so how did we do this problem? We first found the cost for each case. We took their cost for the pallet and divided it by the 36 rolls that were on a pallet. We then found the markup per case. We took the price they were selling each case for and subtracted their cost. And then we divided the the markup per case by 8 because there were 8 rolls in a case and found out they are marking this up by 68 cents for each roll. All right, here is one more question on this. Okay, Johnson Canover has a repair shop. He bought a used lawnmower for $25. Okay, so there's his cost. So far, that's his cost. He then spent $42.10 on parts to repair the mower. He also painted and polished it for $32.50. And then he was able to sell the lawnmower for $186. So this is his selling price. How much did he earn per hour to the nearest cent? Now, the first thing we're going to have to do is find the markup on the lawnmower. Okay, before we can do that, we need to find out what was his total cost, because he had several different costs here. He had the cost to buy the lawnmower. Then he had the cost to repair the lawnmower. And then he had the cost to repaint and make it look nice. So let's total his costs. Because for markups, we have to take the cost and subtract it from the selling price. So we need to know what his cost was. Okay, so his cost was $99.60. That's how much it cost him total to buy and fix up that lawnmower. Now we're going to go ahead and find out, well, what was the markup? Because the markup is going to be the amount that he added to the price so that he could actually make something. So for the markup, you take the selling price, which was $168. That's how much he sold it for. And you subtract the cost. And again, his cost was $99.60. And we find out the markup was $86.40. Okay, so this is the amount of money that came back to him, $86.40. They want to know how much he earned per hour by doing this. He worked, it says, for 6.5 hours, 6.5 hours. Okay, we want to know how many dollars he made per hour. Remember that per is division, so we know the markup was $86.40. We want to divide that by the number of hours he worked to fix it, and that will tell us how much he makes for each hour. So we take the markup divided by the number of hours. And when we do that, I find it's 13.292, and it goes on from there, but we round to the nearest cent, and it's $13.29. That's how much he made for each hour.